Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, thank you so much for stopping by. And for those who are new, welcome. So, I've been struggling. I say that a lot. But you know what? That's everyday life, right? I just say it out loud. So many people don't say it out loud. So, I don't really have a grip on all of it, but I visited with family yesterday, and they were lovely. They were actually lovely and very supportive and kind. The one doing the bashing was me, and it was of myself. And you know what? Again, I don't know if I was trying to outrun the fear that I might be criticized or judged, but oh my gosh, even my sisters were just like, Juliana, stop it. What are you doing? Or one of my sisters said, you would never let your students talk to themselves that way. Why are you? And, it was just all the usual. No matter what I did, I was judging myself and just saying, you're such an idiot. God, that was so stupid of me. What a blow it. Just all those, just that broken record, no matter what I did. And my family just couldn't believe it. And you know what? That's why I always do that constant reality check where I'm like, is it really them or was it my perception of it at the time? And who's in charge of that? As far as I can tell, only me. Not only does that past not exist anymore, but what I perceived isn't necessarily what they were doing or projecting. And the only reason to let any of it go is for my own wellness. So one thing though, we did end up going to an Italian restaurant, and that was a huge trigger for me. And so even though I was successful, today I was struggling all day. It wasn't just about that, but like no matter what was going on, it kept coming back to food. And I didn't eat enough of my food that I had brought. And then I was just kind of flipping out. And I had to keep parenting myself and saying, what can you control right now? What can you, do? Because I felt so overwhelmed by everything. And then finally, after school, I had yard duty, and I normally just hurry back to the office. But instead, I went and took a walk, just a power walk around the field, which is about 1,200 steps, or around between 12 and 1,400 steps. And I just pounded that out to try and calm myself down so I could even get back to my room and do some work. And then while I was doing work, I knew I could get home safely. I even had food if I wanted it. But when I got home, I immediately started fit throwing with myself and saying how I had a right to cooked food and I can have whatever I want. And, maybe I'm just going to quit social media and just say, under construction on my channel and my page, and just get rid of all these people. Well, it's so typical for an addict to want to isolate, right? So I had made my husband's dinner, and he was thrilled, but he was like, well, why aren't you making your dinner? Well, I was still busy pouting and planning and deciding to sabotage myself. So I had the grace to decide to exercise instead of making my dinner. So I did my 25 minutes of rebounding and my 10 minutes of arms, which is the commitment to myself. And finally it calmed down after that and decided not to make cooked food. I went ahead and made a really large salad, and I tried to give myself some wiggle room. Like I knew I was being tempted by sweets, so I went ahead and put some raisins in there, which was a little sweet. I put carrots in my dressing, and the carrots were a little sweet, And I even put like 1 tablespoon of lucuma powder. None of that will trigger me or raise my blood pressure, but all of it allowed it to be a little sweet. And I just ate that whole salad. And it was just like, oh, it was just such a struggle. And I know part of the anxiety is Valentine's Day coming up. And it's not my sweetheart. I have my lifetime sweetheart and my husband, which is such a blessing. But all the treats. And I've been stressed out about that. I went ahead and made some dehydrated apples and banana slices for my students because I thought that'd be a neat treat for them to try. And there's going to be a lot of temptation for me that day. So I know that's kind of stressing me out a little bit because I'm trying to navigate, through that. Again, so often I make it through the actual moment, but a day later or, whatever, I just have this rebound effect where I want to more than make up for it. I don't know if it's the little kid feeling ripped off or not included or whatever it is, but just like the Italian restaurant last night, and then, stomping my feet and saying, I can make top ramen. That would be about the level right now. Okay, I think that's all I have for my husband is quick top ramen or something. But I didn't act on that, but it's real. It's completely real for me. So I was kind of going through my stuff. I was hearing Tanny in my head, not just with the parent yourself, but what are the things that you can control in this moment? Are you hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? I was most certainly overwhelmed, completely overwhelmed by how much I have due right now, and then feeling a little incompetent since that review that I had, even though that was just a snippet. I just don't feel like I'm working to my potential. Is that true? I don't know. I'm just trying to get through a day. But even just saying I'm just trying to get through a day suggests that I'm not giving my all because I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball. There's ways to change that, right? Get up earlier, do different to get different, like all the isms, all my Tanny isms. But I'm still getting over that darn cold. It is such a surprise. It's just like a 2 or 3 week cold. It's amazing. I'm functioning for sure, but it was always tugging at me right now. But anyway, I'm very grateful that I made it through today. I did some things right. I calmed down. I did what I could in the moment. I took that power walk. I did my exercise before dinner. I ate a proper dinner that was in my boxes. And I do have more homework. There's always more homework that can be done. It's only 9:30, but I'm going to choose to go to bed for my health and just trust that maybe with more energy tomorrow, I'll get done more that's expected of me. We have report cards coming up, but luckily I still have a week. I'm kind of overwhelmed by that, but sometimes I get overwhelmed to the point of not even acting, right? I stress myself out so bad that I'm paralyzed, and I certainly don't want that to happen. So yay God for the things I did right and for the grace to say I'm done with today and tomorrow's another day. Drank all my water, did my exercise, took care of my husband, took care of my animals, reached out to the kids to say, yo, what's up? My real kids. And they've got stuff going on in their lives, but I was happy to just say, we love you and we're thinking of you. All right. That's it, my friends. Thanks for letting me share. Where are you? Did you go through any of this? I'd love to know I'm not alone. Are you able to pull yourself out? Do you have any of those running records in your head like I do? Anyway, feel free to share in the comments. I'd love to support you. As always, like if you like, join us if you haven't. And until we talk again, my friends, be blessed.